Hi, everyone. I think I'm live. I have some iced tea here. It was supposed to be 90 degrees today, but I don't think it's that hot outside. And there's a nice breeze, and it doesn't even seem as humid as they said it was going to get. Around 10:30 this morning, Bruce came. He's the guy that mows my lawn. He came with, I don't know if it was his son, I don't know who it was with him, a young guy and a little girl, and they came to load up all that wood that I wanted out of here. So it took them a good hour to load up all the old wood and what was left of the new wood that wasn't any good anymore, and pieces and parts of the new wood that they used to build my deck. So it is all clear now. My backyard, like my sister said, my backyard looks bigger because that's all gone now. I have to do a lot of raking of old leaves now. I did go out. This is how I can tell it's not 90 degrees out. I did go out and rake the leaves into about 5 different piles where it's easy that I can just, another day, I'm just going to pick them up and put them on the burn pile. So I only had enough energy to do the raking. I didn't want to get too hot. I don't like to sweat. But yeah, this week was a very slow eBay week. I did sell one Poshmark item, and I had 2 0 days. 2 days I did nothing. No sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 eBay items all week, and 1 Poshmark item. Now that is poor. Very poor. Hi, Bumblebee. I'm glad you're here because I have a question which I should ask you before I forget. On Poshmark, when you're scrolling down and you are not at the very top, there's a little arrow that comes up and it says top. So you can just push the arrow and it puts you right back at the top. My question is there any way to get to the very bottom of your listings quickly? Because this scrolling and scrolling and scrolling does funny things to my computer. It starts to get slower and slower and slower, and sometimes it just freezes. Is there some way to get to the bottom of your listings like immediately, like you can with that top button? I can't imagine why they didn't provide that if there isn't. But is there an easy way to get to the bottom of your listings? I don't care if it's includes the solds. I don't care, just so it's down near the bottom of my listings. Because there's some things that I want to delete that their brand name isn't in that side thing for some reason. And I knew it was something that would have been down way further down. So it took me forever to scroll down and find it. I finally did. It wasn't at the very bottom, but it was near, like 3/4 of the way down. But I just wondered, not that you know, that is irritating. Yeah. You haven't seen an arrow yet? yeah, if you scroll down a little bit in your new items at the top, and then if your mouse is on the page and you move it a little bit, you'll see a little, like one of those, a little pointy thing, and it says top. So you just push that and it takes you right back to the top. But there's not one for the bottom, to go to the bottom or the end or whatever they want to call it. So how do you, if you want to get to the very bottom of your listings, how do you do it, Bumblebee? Do you just scroll? Because that's not a very good way to do it. It's slow, and my computer doesn't like it. Either one of them. The laptop's even worse, and it's brand new. But anyway, that was my question that I wanted to ask you today, Bobby. I'll talk about Poshmark afterwards, about what I've sort of decided about Poshmark and why I'm not active on there. But we'll talk about that afterwards. You use your phone for everything? Oh, maybe it doesn't show on the phone. I'm not sure. I use my laptop or my desktop for Poshmark. Yeah. You have your closet in sections, so you filter to a section. Something I'd like to organize with you. Yes, that would probably help. I don't know how to do that. I think that may require a phone call. Yes, we'll talk about that, because anything would make it easier. It's fine if you can find the brand name is in that list. I mean, that makes it very easy. But if it's not, like I sold today, this isn't included on the listings. Today I sold a shirt by Westbound. I only had one thing by Westbound, and it's not in the list. I don't know why they don't put everything on the list. Maybe you have to have more than one thing for it to make the list. I'm not sure. There are a lot of things we need to talk about. Oh. Yeah. Well, when I'm done showing you what I sold, I'll tell you my thoughts about Poshmark at the moment. I'm not quitting, but I'll tell you what I think. Today I went outside with the dog, and the dog was rooting around in the leaves over there like he had found something. And when the guys were taking the wood away, there was a little vole running around. Not a mole, a vole. A V. V for vole. And I told the little girl, if you can touch it, they are super soft. They're like velvet. So this vole kept running around. It didn't go away. It just kept running around that area. So I didn't think any more about it. And when I let my dog out this afternoon, a little while ago, he goes over there to look at the area because there's no wood pile there anymore. So he's looking around, and all of a sudden he's looking down at the leaves and the dirt, and his head's going like that, like he hears something or sees something. And then he starts scratching, and he picks up something. Now I know he probably got the vole. So I yelled at him, but I went back. I saw something else in that area. Here they were. It was a nest of babies. little baby voles. They look just like the big ones, but they couldn't even walk yet. I don't even know if voles have eyes. They may be like moles and don't. I'm not sure. Or if they can see, but I found 3 more little babies there. I put them off where he couldn't get them, and I hunted for him, and he had just let it go in the driveway. It was still alive and everything. I don't think he killed it, so I put it back with the rest of them. But I don't know if the mother will be able to find them now. Yeah, I'm worried about the voles now. I haven't let the cat out either. I have something really funny to tell you about my daughter. My daughter called me, it's been 3 nights ago. It was like 11 at night. She called me, and I thought, she's calling late. This can't be good. So all she says is, I am freaking out. I thought she watched too much of the news and it was about the COVID thing. She says, there is a humongous bug in my photography studio downstairs in her, used to be a family room. She turned it into her photo studio. It has a tile floor, not real tile, but whatever you call that, those square things, vinyl tiles. She says it's huge. Now I'm thinking it's just a big bug, I says, is it a spider? Is it a bug? What is it? No, it's a bug. She didn't know what it was. She took a picture of it and she sent me a picture of it. But the picture is shaky because she's hysterical and there's nothing around it. So you can't tell how big it is. There's nothing to compare it with in the picture. So she told me it's as big as a spoon, as big as a spoon, like that big. She says she's never seen anything that big except in the movies, and they were from Amazon, the jungle, in the Amazon. So I'm thinking, it's probably a big beetle from what I could see of the picture. She says it looks like it has a hard shell. So it's just some sort of a water beetle, I said. Do you have any dampness or water in your basement? And she didn't think so at that, she does get water in there sometimes, not in her studio, but over near the bathroom. So I said, you should go check your furnace room and the bathroom and see if there's any more. Well, she didn't want anything to do with that. She went upstairs. Well, first of all, she said, after she took the picture of the bug, okay, she had a square Tupperware container. She put the Tupperware container over it and set a heavy 20-pound thing of cat litter on top. Okay, so it won't go anywhere. So now she's up in her bedroom, hiding, I guess. I don't know. She's just freaked out about this bug. So after a while, she says, well, will it be able to breathe under there? I says, now you're feeling sorry for the bug? She says, well, what do you think they eat? I says, Michelle, for heaven's sakes. She says, I don't know what to do about it. I said, just leave it there. Just go to bed. It can't get out. Forget about it. So the next day, I asked her, like this was later in the afternoon after she had been to the barn. I says, well, what about the bug situation? What happened? Is it dead? I mean, what happened? She doesn't know. She hasn't lifted the thing off of it yet. Now it's been 3 days. And I'll bet you anything she has not looked under there yet. Because she's going to be afraid that it's still alive and moving and mad. She says, here's what was so funny. She said when she approached it to take the picture, she says it actually postured and looked at her. I says, well, it's scared. It thinks you're going to kill it. So, I don't know. She had a situation a couple years ago where a bee got into her upstairs living room. She's scared of bees, like my sister. And it was probably a yellow jacket. But it's flying around trying to get to the light of the window. It's on the windows. And I have this thing I do because I get them in my family room by the window. And I use one of those big solo cups, like for drinks. A big red, I've red ones, big red solo cup. I just take the cup and I put it over the bee on the flat window pane. Then I slide a card, like a card that's more stiffer than just paper. I slide a card underneath and turn it this way. Now the bee's in the cup. I keep the card on top. I go outside. I fling it away. I let the bee out. I said, you could do that. She says, no, she wasn't having anything to do with that. And the same with the bee. She tried it. She just was freaking out. She finally saw the mailman. And she ran outside and asked the mailman if he'd come in and get the bee out of there for her. Luckily, she knows the mailman. She went to high school with him, and he knows her. So the mailman came in her living room and got the bee out. And she wanted to give him $20. He wouldn't take it. She chased him up the street and gave him and shoved the 20 at him and ran back home. So he had to take it, I guess. So that's my crazy daughter. He's probably still alive. Well, I didn't want to tell her if it's a cockroach. I don't think it is. From the picture that I could see the little bit. If it was a cockroach, it may be alive, but I don't think it is. I think it's some sort of a water beetle. My sister says it will be dead and she will feel bad because she starved it. Yes, that's true. That is my kids. And I brought them up to be like that about animals and things. But they're still afraid. Bumblebee says it was posing. It was in the photography studio after all. Sounds like a job for Dexter. Yeah, I'm not sure what he'd do about a big bug like that. She was afraid it somehow had wings because some beetles, which was surprising to me one time when I tried to catch a beetle, that some of them do have wings and they don't use them unless it's absolutely necessary. But I thought, my God, what if it would fly at her? That would be it. She'd be out of the house. Bumblebee thinks it may be still alive. Show us the picture. Let me see if I can. Okay, I don't know I have another picture to show you. I have that ready to go. So after I do this and show you the picture I'm going to talk about, that's all ready to go up. I will show you the beetle picture or whatever it is. Yes, they do have wings. Yeah. Yeah, Dexter would probably run. Oh, dear. Well, let me tell you the few things I did sell. And then I have something else to talk about also. A couple of different things. I'm going to share the screen and hope it's on the right thing. Yes, it is. Okay, here's the first item I sold. I sold this last Sunday. And actually, I sold it way before, but they didn't pay for it. Finally, they got a notice from eBay about being a late, buyer. And they still waited. And she finally, after she got that notice from eBay, it took her another 2 days. And she finally did buy it and send me the money. Pay for it. So this was a very late pay, but which surprises me because it's from somebody from Bakersfield, California. Usually California is they pay right on time and they buy things at full price. This was an offer to watchers that I had sent her, and it sold for $18.77. I believe that Bumblebee sent me this little blouse. It's a polka dot little cute little blouse, and has stretchy neck that you can make it. My clicker isn't working. You can make it go off the shoulders if you want. But it was by J. Crew, and it was a small, I think. No, a large, size large. So that was last Sunday. So the next thing is by Blue Pepper, which may be, I'm not sure if that's an Anthropologie brand or not. I didn't put that it was on here, so it probably isn't. It was really lightweight. It was had crocheting at the top. It was this sort of blush pink hem. Had crochet at the neck and at the hem. It was really pretty. And it was a small tunic length, and that sold for $26.99, the sale price. And that went to Dayton, Ohio. And that sold also on Sunday, last Sunday. Also last Sunday, I sold this scrub top. It was a long sleeve, and it snapped, I think, or no, button down the front. It was for like a vet's office. It had dogs and cats and things all over it. It was cute. It was like a little jacket. And that sold for a best offer of $16. And that went to Montgomery Village, Maryland. So the next thing is a pair of shoes, which I haven't sold in a while. This sold the next day on Monday. This sold for a sale price of $17.79, and they paid shipping, which on shoes, heavy things, I put calculated shipping, so they did pay $8.25 for shipping on this. And it went to Proctorville, Ohio, another Ohio sale. This is an athletic tank top in this gray and bright lime green color. And that sold for a best offer of $15. Sorry. And that went to Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And that sold on Monday also. Now this Kim Rogers knit skirt, little skirt, like for golf or whatever. This sold for $15 best offer. I've had this a while. It had really, nobody showed any interest in it. I had never heard of that brand before, but when I looked it up, it was doing okay, but I had no takers on it, so I sold it for $15. They paid $6 shipping, and it went to Fayetteville, Georgia. Then we have a pair of Adidas men's beige golf pants, very lightweight pants in a 36 by 30, and those sold as a best offer of $16.19. This is one of those things where people offer you a strange amount, but that's okay. I did sell them for that, and they went to Janesville, Wisconsin. Okay, the next thing is a Poshmark sale. This sold on Wednesday because on Tuesday I had no sales. So Tuesday was a zero sale day. So on Wednesday I sold, made a couple sales. I sold this Market and Spruce. This is a Stitch Fix brand that they sell on Stitch Fix. And it was in an extra large. It was a bright, pretty royal blue. Bumblebee, maybe you gave me this. I'm not sure. I don't think I bought it. So it sold for $20. I don't have where this went to. I forgot to write it down where this went to. But out of that $20, I got $13.80 at top. Another eBay sales. This was also on, what did I say, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. And this was by Lucky Brand. It was a size medium, had little cap sleeves with this pretty design on it. And that sold as a best offer, another strange offer, $17.46. But I took their offer, and it went to Ogden, Utah. I was having a very slow week. Okay, Charter Club. This is a brand that's sold in one of the department stores. Starts with an N. The name just flew out of my head. You know what I mean. That just irritates me when I can't think of it. Is it an N? I don't know. Something. They also have something rack. What is that? Anyway, this sold Charter Club women's long sleeve V-neck cardigan. This is a really fine knit cardigan, but it was a sweater. And in this green, it was a silk blend. And that sold for best offer of $18. Everybody paid shipping on everything, if I don't mention it. So. Next item is an LL Bean women's dark plaid flannel shirt. Here it is in the middle of summer, and I sold a flannel shirt. And it sold for the sale price of $22.24, and it went to Tustin, California. And that sold on Thursday. I'm in my squeaky chair. Okay, Eileen Fisher. These pants I had sold a while back, quite a while back, and they were just returned. I mean, it was well over the 30-day return thing, but eBay accepted it, automatically accepted the return. It was over 30 days, but it came back. They were in really good condition, so I don't know. She said they didn't fit, so I didn't have to pay shipping or everything. I immediately relisted them because they're really nice, and they're by Eileen Fisher. And they immediately sold for $24.91, the sale price. Now, that's more than I had gotten for them, because I think I took a $20 best offer when I sold them the first time. But they came back, and I sold them for $24.91. So, cool. And those went to Cary, North Carolina. And on Friday, Another thing I sold was an Adidas. This was a hoodie, sweatshirt hoodie with pouch pockets in the front with Adidas written across the top. I think I got this, pretty sure. I had heard that they did really well and sold for a good amount with that Adidas written on them like that. But it took a while for this to sell. But I did take a best offer of $24 on this. I had it for $32.99 and then it was reduced to $29 something and I took $24. So they paid $6 in shipping. It was just under the pound mark. So it still went first class. And that went to East China, Michigan. So that is what I sold. That's it. So let me try to get back here. Okay. Yeah, those are my small amount of sales. I don't know if it's just the summer slowdown, if it's just that I haven't been listing much. I have been listing little trinkets, if you noticed. If anybody sees my store, you'll notice I'm putting this and that on. I put some jewelry items on this past week, things I'm just finding. I have a couple more things I'm going to list, not jewelry, but some other things I found. Nothing that's going to go for hardly anything, but just trying to keep the listing active. I'm also ending listings and selling similar, which is supposed to do something. And I send out best offers to anybody that's eligible for that. Oh, now where's the bug picture? Yeah, I got the Adidas. 7 in the chat. Yeah. Well, stay tuned because I'm going to talk about something exciting at the end, something I'm going to be talking about Wednesday, and it's about the mental hospital that I worked in, that I worked in when I was a student nurse. Sue, you know which one it is. So I want to show you even a picture of that place and why it even came up now. So, but the bug picture. First, let me, well, I didn't want to do this with the, disturb this picture. First, I'm going to talk about this first picture because I have it ready to go. When I was a student nurse, we had to, you went through cycles where we had to be trained in certain areas like maternity and geriatrics and surgery and medical and different things. Well, mental health was one of them. Since the hospital that I trained at did not have a mental floor, I don't know what they call it now. They don't call it anything, I don't think, anymore. But anyway, we visited 2. We trained in 2 different hospitals. One was called Ingleside Hospital. It was in Cleveland. It was in the city in Cleveland. It was an old house, but it wasn't huge. It was more of a private. That was more of a private institution, mental institution. I think that's what they called them. And that was all right. That's when I first saw my first electroshock therapy, which was very disturbing. And we got to talk to patients. We got to sit down. We were given the names of a patient where we would have sessions with them. We would go in. We were taught how to talk to them and how to question them, and it's a whole thing that we did. So that was there at Ingleside. Then we went to another place that was sort of exactly the opposite. This was a state mental institution. it was called Hawthornton. It was still, I don't think it was called Hawthornton Mental Institution, but the first name for it was called Hawthornton Insane Asylum. That's what they used to call the mental hospitals, insane asylums. Now, the picture I'm going to show you is the picture of the place that we went to. It was built in 1855. And the reason this all came up is I'm in the middle of watching a Netflix movie called Session 9. Sue, you have to watch it, and I suggest you watch it during the day, like I'm doing. But this hospital in that movie, Session 9, is so much like Hawthornton, where I went, that I had to look it up on Google where that movie was filmed. And that movie was filmed in Danvers, Massachusetts, Danvers Mental Institution. But it's almost looks exactly like it. And they're inside the building, and the inside looks like it too. So that's why I had to stop the movie and look it up. Because I thought, wouldn't that be strange if this was Hawthornton? But it isn't. This is another one. But evidently, when they built them in the 1800s, they sort of all looked the same, I think, because I saw another picture of one down in Athens and another one near Columbus. And they both are huge places that sort of look the same. But this building that I'm talking about, Hawthornton, I wrote a big blog about it, which by Wednesday, I will get together my information on my blog, because I had a lot of pictures and things. And I'll have that together, and we'll talk about Hawthornton more. But yes, very, very creepy. Very upsetting place. I still remember a lot about it. And it had tunnels, which certainly weren't safe. But this was built in, I said 1855. By 1870, they had over 1,000 patients in this place. So let me see if I can share the screen and get to what I want to get to. Oh, wait, share the screen. Okay. All right, here it is. This is Hawthornton. It was then later called Cleveland Hospital for the Insane, but it's in Newburgh, Ohio. And the first name of it was Hawthornton. Then it was called Cleveland Hospital for the Insane. And then it was called Cleveland State Mental Hospital after that. But that's it. The main building here, you probably can't see my arrow, right? The main building, it had like wings off of it. And then there were also, which doesn't show here, they also had separate buildings where the tunnels went to. Now the tunnels underground went to other buildings also. Maybe they're in the back, I can't remember. But they were called the men's cottage. They were certainly not cottages. They were like big sections of this part. And the women's cottages. They had bowling. There's a bowling alley in there. There was big gymnasium. There was, you'd think it would be a nice place, but I'll tell you how it was and how it was way back. when we have our Wednesday tea time. Great thing to talk about at tea time. But let me get back. Oh, I'm going to find the bug picture. Okay. Let me see. Here's my yard. Well, I don't know if you can see me scrolling. Oh, the bug picture is in my texts. It's not on my iPhoto. Sue, I'll have to text it. I'll have to forward it to you because I don't know how to get my text pictures into my iPhoto. I don't know. But my yard is all cleared out now. I think, Sue, I sent you pictures of that, did I? Not sure. But let me get back here. So that's a picture of the mental hospital that one of the ones I trained in. It was rather scary. We even went there at night because we went to a dance. We went to a dance there. I'll tell you about it Wednesday. But anyway, what else did I want to talk to? I hope that brings some people back on Wednesday. Estelle, hi. Hi, Estella is here. Glad to see you. Just show us on your phone. Okay. It doesn't show how big it is. I mean, because it has jaggedy legs, she said, like gripper legs, like water bugs have. That's the picture she sent me. But you can't really see it. And she wouldn't take the container off of it to take a better picture. I said, for a photographer, that's a terrible picture. She needed to put something next to it so that you could tell, how big it is. But that's the picture of it that I have. That's all I got. So maybe if she's brave enough in who knows when to take that lid off, if it's dead, maybe she can get a better picture of it. And we can find in. You can't zoom. You can't zoom in on this. When I try to zoom, it just puts to mark it. It doesn't. I tried to do that the night she sent it to make it bigger, but it won't do it. So that's all I got. Yeah. Tap on it. No, it just makes the little blue arrow thing go on and on. It doesn't make it bigger. I don't know how to do that on a text picture. Maybe if there weren't two together, maybe if it was just one. I don't know. I tried to make it bigger before. I told her to put a cup over it and take it outside. She said, there are so many things that could go wrong with that. Because she has to then go, if she'd even get it under the cup with the card, it would move in there and she'd just freak out. Or going up the steps, she has to go up the steps and open a door, actually 2 doors to get outside. That would never work for her. So there it is. Screenshot and zoom. All right, I'll try that. Oh, that isn't good. Okay, now it should be in my photos. Excuse me, I have to go back to my photos till it appears here. It should be coming up in a minute. Okay. Okay, let me get back to you. I don't know if you can see it any better here or not. Let me try to share the screen again. No, we can't be doing that. Here, let me show you on the phone because it will zoom now in the photos. It won't stay zoomed, but do you see it? See, it's not clear. I have to hold it like that. It shoots back. That's as good as you're going to get right there. It has a little head, she says. Has a little head and jaggedy legs. There's 6 legs. It's an insect. So it's black. She says black. It looks brown there, but she says it's black, which is a lot of water beetles are black. Is it a June bug? I don't know. What does a June bug look like? I haven't really researched the bugs. I told her, when you go upstairs and go to bed, please don't be looking up bugs on your computer, or I'd be getting another call in the middle of the night. So anyway, it's been 3 days. Who knows what happened to the poor. I have enough to worry about my poor baby voles out there. So, yeah, I think that's all I had to say today. Sue, I think I sent you an email. Bumblebee doesn't think it's a June bug. It looks too round to be a cockroach. Yeah, it didn't have the shape of a cockroach. And believe me, if you have a house in Florida, you know what a cockroach looks like. All houses get them sooner or later. June bugs are goldfish tan. Oh no. Yeah, it's starved, probably starved to death. Oh. Did I say this? I bought my mini clover. now that the wood's gone, I'm going to scrape the dirt, or I think I should wait though. I think I should, you're not really supposed to plant any grass seed type thing in the midsummer. So I may wait a month, scratch the dirt a little bit, and get, I bought 5 pounds of mini clover seed. Costs $80. It's a ground cover. It's tiny little leaf clover. It's like a ground cover. You don't have to cut it, but it won't hurt it to cut it. So I'm going to try that there. It's supposed to sprout in like 4 or 5 days. It's really fast germinating. So wait till fall. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's when you're supposed to wait till fall. I'm just hoping there's not too much shade there. It says it does well in sun or partial shade. Now that does get a little bit of sun there, but not a whole lot. I don't know if you'd call it partial shade. It's not deep shade. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to try first. It's a perennial, yes. It's a perennial, and it spreads like a ground cover. And you can also intermingle it with your lawns, you know, because it really fills in really well. If you have bare spots and things, the good thing about clover, or this mini clover, is that it takes the nitrogen out of the air somehow and puts it into the soil. So it like feeds itself. You don't have to fertilize it. You don't have to cut it, but you can cut it if you want. It flowers like clover does for a month in the summer. And you can just keep it cut if you want. So it shows lots of pictures. Whole lawns are made of it. And it shows there's a place with flagstones, stepping stones. I may do that. I'm not sure how I would. I'd have to go to the garden center and pick out flagstone, I suppose. It's not an annual, no. No, it's a perennial. I have raked all the acorns out of there. Yeah. Yes, I've raked all the acorns out of there. And to put them buckets after buckets after buckets of acorns. Of course, new acorns will fall if you rake. Maybe start selling the seeds on eBay. Yeah, where would I get them? I don't know how you get clover seeds from the flowers, I guess. I'd have to pick my clover flowers, dry them out. That would take years to get a bag. Yeah, in the fall, the acorns are falling, you're right. But it shows in all kinds of areas where I'm sure it gets stuff in them. You know, it's a ground cover. It happens. Yes, more and more acorns. And they're growing. I can see them up. The young'uns are growing up there. Last night's damage from the little youngster raccoon in my garage. He took the lids off of the chicken scratch and the chicken feed, but he doesn't like those two things. So he always takes the lids off, but he doesn't go in them. He doesn't scatter, dump them or anything anymore. He's just checking. But He did bite open a bag. This was my dumb fault for putting it there. I found a bag of what was left of my pasture seed that I had planted in the back of the garage. I had like, I don't know, a quarter of a bag. It wasn't very much. But he bit a hole in the bottom, so there's pasture seed scattered in my garage. So I may sweep it up in a dustpan and scatter it around the chicken yard. I should do that when it's raining, I suppose. And I don't know if it's too old. That was 2 years ago, whether it will germinate or not. Yeah, it will be pretty with the flagstones, little stepping stones. Who's checking in? I thought maybe Dexter walked in. I didn't see him. So, Poshmark I was going to talk about. That's the other thing. See, if I don't write it down, there you go. Okay, I have not been active on Poshmark. Even when I'm active, I have very minimal sales on Poshmark. When I was even trying to share 2 and 3 times a day and sharing sharing other people's closet and doing all that stuff that Bumblebee has showed me. You did leave some messages up higher. Was it before the bug talk? I don't know. Can't find it. Oh, the raccoon. Oh, yeah. He's in there every night. If I put cat food outside, I don't put it in the garage anymore. I put it outside by where there's water. So he has, I don't even put it out every night. I put it dry cat food out every couple nights for him. He's still growing. Yeah. It takes a, yeah, well, how long have I been on there? It's taken too long. I'm 78. Anyway, it takes so much time out of my day, really. I have 800 items on Poshmark. Even if I just share, which I was doing, I was just sharing partial things. It's taking too much time out of my life. Not that I'm that busy, but I don't enjoy doing it. Number one, I'm not getting any benefits. I can see it's not really worth that much to me to be spending that much time. And the other thing is all these sellers that have huge amounts in their closet or sell a lot and are sharing a lot, you know darn well that they have bots doing that. And unless I would do that and take the chance of getting kicked off of Poshmark, even though I think Poshmark's sort of given up the idea, because they're making Poshmark money, you know, so. But it's expensive to do one of those, to have a bot to do that, unless you're planning on being a big eBay or big Poshmark seller. I don't know. How can you, not that you're competing with the person, but those are the things that are shown constantly, you know. If you share once or twice, your thing may come up just now and again. It just doesn't seem if you keep putting food outside, I'll be attracting skunks. Well, the skunks are around, you know. It's just I don't want them to build a home under my deck, my new deck. I don't think they could get in under there. But maybe they could. I've had them under my front porch. I've had them under the shed in the back. I mean, they're around. I'm trying to find what Bumblebee was talking about. Nordstrom's. Is that what you were yes, I was thinking of Nordstrom's. You're right. Yeah, I think Charter House is a Nordstrom brand, house brand. I think. Okay. I think that's what you meant, right? Is that what you meant? Bumblebee says, no bots. Just take like 15 minutes and do 200 items. Even if I was getting two or three sales a week, it would encourage me to do more. Mm-hmm. It would be better to have a smaller closet. Yes, I see that now. That is shared more often than a large amount that just falls to the bottom of the search. Yes, I realize that now, but I already have 800 items. So unless I do a big sale, and you always say don't do that, you know, the things that are coming out of my closet are things that are cross-listed. So I do take things out of my Poshmark closet when they sell on eBay. But at the same time, I'm also cross-listing things that I put on eBay. I'm cross-listing to Poshmark. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should stop cross-listing because I'm just adding. For every one I'm taking off, I'm probably adding 4. So just share 200 at a time. For 15 minutes. Well, I'll try that and see how it goes this week. But that's what I wanted to say about Poshmark. Anyway, I had to move my, what date is today? Oh my God, in 4 days I have to go to my dentist. This is the 26th. On the 30th, I have a dental appointment with my regular dentist to take care of some things on the bottom. And then I have that longer wait for D-Day to have half my teeth pulled. Sharing is the only way to get them higher on the search to be seen. I know that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how I'm going to get through this, to tell you the truth, the dentist thing. When was it? I talked to Barb. She's my psychologist I've had for years. I think I talked to her Friday. And even telling her, because I hadn't talked to her in over a month, so she didn't even know about this tooth thing. So even talking about it, it was so upsetting to me. I had to get off of the computer, go take a Xanax. I'm telling you, it's not good. Unless you have anxiety attacks, you don't understand. Okay, that's about all that I had to share. I will be back on Wednesday and try to look up that stuff about Hawthornton on my blog and get that information back so I don't have to research it all again. It's all on there. So you could probably, anybody who wants to, could probably find it on my blog, which is shirleysworld.blogspot.com. shirleysworld.blogspot.com is my blog. There's years of blogging on there. But if you look to the side, would be to the right side. If you look to the side, there's like an index, and nursing or nursing stories, whatever I have it on, it would be under that. So you'll go to the office, go sleepy, then wake up and be done, and you go home. I know. It's getting through the days to get there, to get up there, to leading up to it. So I am not going to talk about it anymore. Could be a black vine weevil. That sounds like something that's from the South. Do we have weevils up north? Are you looking up? Oh, Darlene. Hi, Darlene. Oh. A weevil. I don't even know about weevils. I'll have to look that up. Weevil sounds like something Southern. I don't know why. But I don't know. I may have it. I'll have the extended story, hopefully. By Wednesday, hopefully she's peeked under there. Or the girl that has the house with her, she's now living with her boyfriend. So Michelle's not, doesn't have anybody to help her out there. But she was going to call her and have her come over. I'm sure she's braver than my daughter. So there may be more to this story also. So I'm going to close for now. I already fed Dexter right before we started, so he's not bugging me here. And I'll go look up what a weevil looks like. Yeah, it was, she assures me it was as big as a spoon. And it's not a roach. Yeah. So, I don't know. I will get back to you on that on Wednesday. So come to tea on Wednesday, and I'll see y'all then. Bye. Thanks for coming.